Hello and welcome to the channel. Hey, if you're here for the replay value, which I don't, of course, welcome to anyone coming in right now. This is a live show. If you're here for the replay value, I will start the discussion at approximately, we'll say, give me 5 minutes into the video and I'll start the discussion. And today I just wanted to talk to you guys about the most common ways hikers and backpackers meet their demise. Yeah, the most common way hikers and backpackers die while they're on the trail. And it might not actually be what you guys think. But before I get into all that, of course, I'll let the room filter in and I'll say hellos to everybody who's in here. Find me a spot to chill out. This looks like a good spot to chill out. Right, set that down there. You guys, a little view down here. So who all do we have here in the room today? Let's see, we got Mike Speed. Whoa, Mike Speed in the house. We have In the Woods with Wolfie is here. Alternative Outdoors. Welcome, my friend. Lovely Lisa Warrior Queen in the house. The Midnight Raven is here. Awesome. Awesome. It's so great to see all you guys. We got a beautiful day down here. It is a little chilly, but that's par for the course for this time of year. And I'm already at 2 minutes in already. I'm gonna maintain the conversation for the replay value, but it's kind of really some interesting stuff when we talk about outdoor extreme sports. A lot of times, we would think the more dangerous stuff, the rock climbing, the base jumping, whitewater rafting, stuff like this is like the more common ways an outdoor enthusiast could meet their demise while enjoying their sport. But believe it or not, through a recent survey, the most dangerous outdoor activity, the outdoor activity that more people will die doing this year than any other, hiking and backpacking. Hiking and backpacking. And there's actually a lot of good reasons why. And I just wanted to throw out like the top 10 reasons. It's kind of hard to give it an order of top 10 because of the fact that some of these really tie each other in results of what'll happen throughout the years to come here. And although I'm gonna still wait. I'm gonna wait to 3 minutes. I'm at 3 minutes. I'm gonna wait till we get 5 minutes in and I'll give number one and we'll go from there. Good Times Outdoors is here. Midnight Raven, I said hello, but I will definitely say hello again, my friend. Roaming Raven, welcome. Roaming RV, man. It's great to have you up in the house here today. It is truly an honor to have you here. I will come back over here to my little bench and make sure it's dry before I sit down on it. And it is. All right. I'll roll you guys down a little bit, get this tripod a little situated. I'll take my gloves. I think I'm gonna put my gloves on now that I'm sitting still and stuff. It's a little chilly down here. Hey, the old stoner in the house. Welcome, my friend. Awesome. Well, that is awesome. And we are almost into that 5 minute mark. And I am going to start off with the number one reason. Now, like I said, these aren't really in a particular order because a lot of these kind of tie on the list. However, that being said, number one, you know what? Before I even do that, and I'm not 5 minutes in yet, let me do this real quick. First of all, let me say, if you're old and weak-hearted, turn away from the screen. And if you got any young children in the room, shade their eyes for a minute, because this is a horrible sight. But 3, 2, 1, boom! There it is. I told you. I warned you. It was coming. I hope you're all right. I hope it didn't bring anybody's breakfast up or anything of the sort. Welcome to the channel. I am Halawanos Pequeno. To you can call me Yankee. I'm outdoors, and that's where I love to be. And I'm always trying to inspire you to get outdoors and find your adventure. And today we're going to discuss some hiking safety. Actually, as I was saying in the very beginning of this video, a survey was done, a study was done. Excuse me. A study was done. And what was determined was that the most dangerous outdoor activity wasn't rock climbing, and it wasn't base jumping and whitewater rafting and all these crazy things you can think of. The number one killer throughout the year was hiking and backpacking. Hiking and backpacking. And there were some really good reasons why. And number one on the list, the number one reason, and even though some of these tie, this was the number one regardless of the others that tie in the survey. Number one reason was falling. So, and that's kind of easy to understand. A lot of times backpackers are kind of top heavy with their bags. These type of falls take place on, steep grades. May it be going up them or down them. If it's rocky or something along them lines, it's easy to slip. It's easy to fall. A lot of times when you're holding a heavy backpack, you may tumble in your fall, and this could result in a really bad fall. To avoid that, I'll actually work on a video here when it warms up a little bit, kind of showing the proper way to fall when you're wearing a backpack, because you actually want to get yourself onto your side real quick as you go down, and roll yourself out with your arms and your legs out to stop yourself from doing any tumble and rolling. But just falling while going up or down these inclines, that really wasn't the number one fall. The number one fall was from people stretching out over to get pictures and things along those lines, to get that perfect view. Like, I climbed up to this mountaintop and now I got to get way out there on that ledge if I want to see the real pretty view. Those guys fall a lot. So again, be careful. Don't take any extraordinary feats while you're outside. Always remember, in these situations, when you get hurt, even a mild injury could result in a really major thing, because a lot of times we're not anywhere to get rescued. But that was our number one on the list, was actually falling. And number two on the list kind of falls in with falling, no pun intended, and it was drowning. And these drownings occur mainly with backpackers that are foraging across rivers. Like, we're sitting down here at the river today, and we get the wild hair as backpackers that we gotta get to that other side, and we look out this area and we just start hiking on across it, and we don't take the proper precautions when we're crossing water with a heavy bag on our back. And what we end up doing, well, we end up walking across in a stupid manner, not paying attention enough because we're so confident in what we're doing, and we slip, we fall. We didn't have our pack loosened and our belts undone, and here we are struggling in deep water with a heavy pack on our back. And that was our number two way that people die out here on the trail. So again, crossing water, guys, I don't have a video on this topic either, but it's a great topic to make one on. So I think I'll add it to my hit list for the summer. But I can tell you guys, if you're crossing a water and you can't see what you're doing, first of all, you'll see me on video all the time down here with no shoes on, right? And you'll see, if you pay attention, you see me, I run through these woods barefooted. I don't recommend that, okay? That's going to come down to preference. But when you're crossing the water and you don't know what's in there, first of all, I'd highly recommend keeping your boots and stuff on when you cross this water. Don't try bearing it barefooted and adding your boots up here on your pack to boot. And I know I do it myself all the time, but it's not the advised thing to do. When you're crossing that water, also, don't head it straight on. Like, don't be looking at the point you're going to go and just start walking like you walk. You want to actually go sideways into it. You want to prepare yourself so that if you do slip or fall, you can get your legs out in front of you and go to your back. you want your belts undone. You want your sternum strap undone and your waist belt. You want it unfastened, guys, because if you fall in deep water, your pack can be replaced. You cannot. So you want it to be loose. If you go into deep water, you can drop it. If you're just in hard water, you know, you may want to hang on to your pack and just get yourself bounced till you can get a hold of something. If you're in water that's low enough to stay up in. But anyway, I think I'll cover that in a further video. And that was number 2 that made it on the list. But now number 3 and number 2, they were a tie. So like I said, it was kind of hard to put these in a particular order, but I did give it a number just the same so that we can keep up with where we're at. And number 3, I'm going to give to you guys in just a minute. So if you're here for the replay, you could jump ahead 2 minutes and I'll continue. But if you're here for right now, in the live, I'm going to address the live show again. I'm going to address the audience. So, hang with me if you're in a replay. Number 3 is hiking in my woods. I hear that, Wolfie. We will find out if that's what it is in a moment. Wood pigeon, welcome to the room. I always cross water with a stick. That's a great piece of advice, and that's one I would give as well. And again, crossing it sideways and keeping that stick at your making it like your third point between your legs and yourself. But that's excellent advice. Excellent advice. Hiking deep. Kyle Anderson. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, this old stoner, lovely Lisa is still hanging with us. I don't see anybody new, so I'm gonna back down. If somebody new came in, Nero, welcome Nero. Somebody new came in and I missed you, go ahead and say a hello right now. So while I'm reading the chat, I do ramble a lot, guys. I am a talker. And when I get rambling and I get talking, I don't keep up with the chat. But I want to keep up with the chat. This is about you guys too. You know, your input is very important. So definitely when I take these breaks for the chat, if I haven't said hello to you or anything of the sort, jump in there. And yeah, I ramble a little bit there, Wolfie. And we're coming up on number 3. And like I said, number 3 and number 2 really tied each other. And it was no surprise to me what number 3 was. And it is. Dun, 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 dun. Did I wait 2 minutes? That's a good question. I don't want to mess that up for the replay. Huh. Does anybody know? All right, now see if you're paying attention. Number 3 tied with number 2, and it is heart attacks. Yes, that's right, heart attacks. Heart attacks is like the number 3. You know, it's actually the number 5 killer in America, first of all. But it was actually number 2 and 3 on the list of how backpackers will die. And that is a heart attack. And the reason they said that they felt these heart attacks were so common in hikers, it was, because it's sold as such the easy thing to do. It's the any man's sport. Women, children, anybody can go hiking. A lot of baby boomers have adopted the hiking. And what happens with us baby boomers who adopt hiking and have never done it before, we overstress ourselves out there on the trail. We do more than we realize we can do. We don't take into consideration that walking up and down hillsides is not the same as walking circles in the mall. And if we're not conditioned good enough for it, well, you know, guys, sometimes you can't even be conditioned good enough for your heart. If you look, Jack LaLanne died of a heart attack. So, you know, I'm just saying, sometimes you can't be conditioned enough for your heart. But being in your best physical condition before undertaking long adventures, like you know, a long backpacking trip or anything where you're going to do multiple miles, this is really highly advised to just be in a good physical condition. Go to a doctor first. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting a checkup and see how your ticker is, especially if you haven't done it in a long time. You know, don't be overconfident. A lot of us baby boomers, we just remember how we were at 17. And even though we're now pushing 70, we still run and like we're kids, and we still try to keep up with the kids. And the fact of the matter is, all things slow down with age, guys. Don't be afraid to slow down. Take it easy. The sight will be there when you get there. Well, that was number 3 or 2. Like I said, these kind of tied in. Number 4 came in with a lot of through hikers, and number 4 was, you know what? Hey, before I even do that, because for the replay value, and I mentioned heart attacks, and I have a note here. If you're interested in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, we actually have an awesome community member, Happy Trails Hiking. She's part of the community. She's very outgoing in the community, a well-worth person to know, not only channel, but a well-worth person to know. But she does a healthier living thing every week. I believe it's like every day of every week, at Monday through Friday. So they could set goals, they compare goals, and it's not a judgmental place to go, but it's a place you can go for a healthier you. So check out Happy Trails. I will come back and put a link in the description to her channel. Number 4 came up with a lot of through hikers, and it was hypothermia. People underestimate hypothermia, and when you're backpacking, if you're not 100% prepared for every condition that you can find yourself in, and this is really common with people that do a lot of mountain packing, because they don't expect or calculate the proper weather change that takes place on the mountain, and then you add in wet conditions to boot. It can be summertime, and you can suffer hypothermia if you're damp and catch a chill. So again, hypothermia actually was on their list as number 4, and I can fully see how that can be. And guys, to be honest with you, how do I avoid hypothermia? You avoid hypothermia by thinking before you do anything. I mean, you avoid hypothermia at home before you even get on the trail. You pack yourself dry clothing to carry with. I bet I don't have one in this bag. I know I don't. My big bag, I always line my big bag with a trash bag, right? Like, how you fill all your side pockets, all that stuff, and your bigger compartment, you use that for your blankets, your clothes, your socks, your things that, well, actually, you don't ever want wet. I always store them. I always line it with a trash bag, store everything in a trash bag, and then tie the bag, zip tie it shut or whatever, just as an extra precaution to keep that stuff dry. But keeping dry clothes, keeping things like an emergency blanket, and I guarantee I got, because I got the first aid kit, but emergency blankets are small. They don't take up much room. These things can really help you. So avoiding something like hypothermia, that starts at home. That's where you get. That's how you avoid that. And be educated in what you're going to be getting into before you go out on a big adventure. Happy Trails Hiking is in the house. Happy, I just shouted you out. You'll have to go back and catch it in the replay. But I'm going to I'll come back and I'll put a link in here, because I brought your channel up. So guys, if you don't know Happy, she's there right now. You can click the avatar and that'll take you to the channel. I brought you up because I was talking about it was the number 3, they tied, but it was the number 2 killer for backpackers and hikers, and it was heart attack. And I was thinking, that in the best precaution of a heart attack is to kind of keep yourself in a good physical condition. And I suggested that they go check you out and get on the program of a healthier lifestyle. So number 4 was hypothermia. Number 5 came in at heat stress. It was heat stress on number 5. And again, guys, this is one that's I think is really common. You can heat stroke yourself. People underestimate the weather, all the time, and underestimate what you can do. You overestimate what you can do on a hot day. Not drinking enough water, pushing yourself when, this, the main thing about backpacking and hiking is it's supposed to be your thing at your pace. So if you're out here rushing to a ridge, or I got till 12 o'clock to make it to that point, you're not doing anybody any good, and you're not even having any fun out there. You're just running through the woods like a crazy person. This type of stuff is what gets you killed. Hike your hike. If you feel tired, you feel fatigued in any way, stop, sit down, take a break. It is time to take a break. You know you better than anyone else, and your body's going to tell you what to do. So listen to your body. Don't push yourself that extra mile when your body's telling you it's done or it needs a break. When I go out riding my quad, I have everything I need in case of an emergency. Yeah, hey, RG, and that's smart thinking right there, my friend. The woods, it's a good plan. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Definitely an excellent plan. Excellent plan. Okay. Heat stress. Number 6. Number 6 actually made it high on the list. And I knew this because of a video I did. So I will say number 6 is lightning. Lightning it was the number 6 cause. It come in before animal attacks or or even avalanches. I mean, lightning ranked in number 6. And if you would like to know how to avoid being struck by lightning while you're hiking or camping, follow that slide card right there. Now, I know if you're in the live show, you're like, there ain't no slide card there, but there will be in the replay. And that's why I said that. So if you follow the slide card, you'll find out about how to avoid being struck by lightning, how to survive a lightning strike while hiking and camping. Now, I will say though, for our live audience that's here right now, stick your butt in there. I don't know. I don't know if you want to do that. I was right. A friend of mine always would say you got to get down, put your head between your knees, and kiss your butt goodbye. If you want to know how to not get hit by lightning, don't ask me. Oh no, yeah, that's they claim lightning don't hit the same thing twice, right? But unless we're talking about people, actually, if you have been hit by lightning once, you got a higher chance of being hit by lightning again than anybody else in the room. Stay away from me, Woodsy, Wolfie. Don't sit near me, Wolfie. Number 7 came 3 times. Yes, there you go. I mean, it almost confirms what I just said, right? Number 7, avalanches came in. Well, there you go. I even just mentioned them a second ago, how number 6, lightning beat avalanche. But we just actually made local news. Was a story from out west where one of the skiers got covered up in a bad avalanche. Although they took all their precautions, they had their beacons and he was under the snow for like 5 or 10 minutes, and they rescued him, and he lived, and all was well. Why? Well, because they were prepared for that. Look, guys, don't go out thinking you're going to be stuck in that, because that kind of is going to take the fun out of going out. But be prepared in case things like this happen. There's nothing wrong with studying your environment, learning before you go, and whatever it is you're going to get into sport-wise, learn the possibilities of injury and prepare for them. Run those scenarios in your head. It's just not on the news. Right on, RJ. Well, it's the poll or the results of what I'm reading is from a 2-year study. Well, it was actually extended back more, but it was a 2-year study on the most common things that killed hikers and backpackers. And I mean, what really stood out in the whole post was about the fact that hiking and backpacking took the number one spot over base jumping, over whitewater rafting, rock climbing. It took a number one spot over the number of people that would be injured or fatally injured in a year's time. And mainly, again, like I did say earlier, I think the cause for that is because hiking is billed as the any man sport. Anyone can do it. And that is why, people tend to get themselves in trouble, out doing something. Who knew hiking was so dangerous? Right. I mean, exactly. And all these dangers, which I'll get to that in a minute. 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10, I actually wound up together. And the reason I wound them up together is because 8, 9, and 10 were results of some type of element in the woods that killed the hikers or backpackers. May have been animal attack, insect attack. It was due to, or snake bites. It was due to that type of injury. And if you would like to know more about the things that crawl around here in the woods of Ohio that can kill you, all you need to do is to follow that slide card. Whoop, 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 right there. And again, my audience is like, there ain't no slide card there, Yankee, but there will be in the replay. It'll be right there. And if you follow that slide card, you'll see my video telling you about the dangerous animals here in Ohio. So that was it. That brought us to the top 10 on the list. It will appear later. You have to be in pretty good shape, physical and mental. Yes, definitely happy. I agree 100%. My conclusion is what I wanted to kind of give on this also. And where I think the majority of these accidents really is really more so what they are. And why hiking has such a high number of fatalities is, well, I agree 100% with the article that it's because hiking is sold as a anybody can do it sport. So that misconception may send somebody into conditions that they can't handle because they didn't realize they didn't take everything into consideration. I think the number one reason for all of these, even the heart attacks, every one of these, is because we think we can do more than we can do. I'm guilty of it, guys. We set out and we don't take a moment and think about a consequence. We just do. You know how many times this river right here, I'll pop around there and show it to you again. This river right here, I have crossed this river so many times I cannot count it. To be honest with you guys though, I probably only really paid attention to what I was doing half of those times. And those half of times are the ones that would have killed me if something would have happened. I'm guilty of it too, but we can't be too cocky. We can't be too bold. We can't think that we can do it all. Oh, I'm the best. Well, if you go out there with that attitude, you'll probably be the first one to die. Don't ever think you're the best. Always assume you're the worst and you'll do way better at surviving when you're doing things like climbing high peaks or crossing rivers or what have you. Kathleen, welcome. Awesome to have you here. Totally agree. Well, guys, I ran through that list pretty quick. I actually nailed it out in 30 minutes. Now, if any of you are interested in knowing why I did that as a video instead of doing that did that as a live show instead of doing it as a video, because of course, obviously I probably could have nailed that out in like a 5-minute video like I've been doing with those little ones. I'm going to tell you, if any of you are interested, it's more of a community type of thing, and it's more the type of thing if you're interested in doing monetized stuff on YouTube, this is probably the type of thing you might be interested in knowing about. So you might want to hang in here for that. This big coat on. All right, that's good enough. I'm just going to walk you guys down here while I'm talking to you at this point. Get my stuff situated. Let's turn you around and give you a better look. Everyone smash that like button. Happy Hunter, welcome. Floral Jungle, welcome. Don't let me miss anybody coming in, guys. I'm sorry and I apologize if I do. Mother Nature sometimes not play with you. Boy, you got that right. There is no doubt about that. Mother Nature's out here on her own agenda, and she don't yield to man like man thinks everything should yield to him or her. Nothing, nobody singled out in that. Okay, yeah, the reason. All right, guys, YouTube's new algorithm is being really harsh on a couple different things. It's being hard on, first of all, fake news. Okay, if you're a channel and you produce controversy or conspiracy stuff or things that are speculated, those type of things are getting demonetized. Not removed or anything of the sort, but demonetized. If you have any type of hate, violence, or guns in your videos, these are getting banned. Now, where's all this leave me on this topic I just had today? Okay, when titling a video, you title it accordingly. Now, what would be the best title for this video today? Well, of course, to be a catchy title, it would probably be like the top 10 things that kill backpackers or hikers, right? That'd be a great title. Well, if I use that title, I'm going to get flagged and my video ain't going to be monetized until I argue with YouTube. Well, not argue, but till I get them to relook at it. I got to submit a request and wait for them to get back to me and turn it back on. And all right, while all that goes on, if you're a small YouTube creator, you miss all the monetization for your views because your views come in the first 2 days, and it'll take YouTube 2 days to fix this problem. So, like my last video, was it my last video? My last video was a live. My last one before my last live show, they wouldn't give me monetization on it until today. And again, I get the majority of my views in the beginning. So if I don't get it in the beginning, what good is it? If I'm not getting the views later. So this video here, I decided, well, I can go on live and it's monetized. You guys most likely had commercial when you came in. That's what monetization is. So I'll be able to discuss it. I won't title it controversial. And then when the video is over and I wrap this all up and my majority of my views will be done coming in by tomorrow, then in case the video picks up later, I'll retitle it. And I'll title it what I said there earlier about the top 10. And most likely YouTube will remove my monetization. But at that point, I'll be done with my early views. So let them remove it. It's not that big of a deal. I'll argue for it and they'll give it back to me 2 days later. All right, I think I made sense with all that, but that's why I did what I did. And if you're a content creator having the same problem, you may want to try doing that also. And yes, the snow is melting quickly. Happy Hunter, always great to have you here, my friend. Human Woman in the house, Kalamuchi Hutch. And Kyle Anderson, there goes, YouTube bans guns and videos, I know. Well, see, they're not banning it, though, Kyle. A lot of times people misunderstand the difference between banning and just removing monetization. YouTube will let you put anything you want out there. I mean, as long as it's not outright directly, hate, but they'll let you put pretty much any type of content. on the web. It's just whether or not they'll allow you to get your 3 pennies per video, you know. Excuse me. Diana's also in the room. Welcome, Diana. This whole 7 adventures have gotten really, really nervous about things that videos with yeah, and that is a lot of it too. Which that's why I urge everybody, if you're a content creator and you don't follow all the family-friendly rules, which I do on my channel, but I don't hold it against anyone else. Be yourself, do what you want to do. But if you don't follow those family-friendly rules, you better be following the rule that says to click that little switch for over 18-year-old. Don't be producing your videos for little kids and be cussing and carrying on in them. I think that should be common sense, though. But I know in some cases it's not. All right. Boy, I'm missing all kinds of chat here, ain't I? Went out for 3 days. What are you? An ankle. He had a. I hear that, Joy. That must be Joy in the house there with the Hiking Deep channel. Welcome, Joy. Winishta. Hi, Wolfie. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Awesome. Oh, it is a beautiful day. Hey, look, it's JH, man. Yes, you are. JH Aquatics, you definitely are 100% family friendly. Guys, my friend, my relative, human woman there in the room, if you guys get a chance to check out a video, get to hear a lovely, the words of a lovely song and prayer that she did on her channel. Very touched. I was moved by that human woman. I actually was. And if anybody's interested in hearing some authentic native language, go ahead and check out the video and see if you're not moved by it as well. I know I was. Whoa, it's got a little messy. A little messy on me in here. Oh boy, it sure did. These are all actually stuff I'm climbing over. It's all big chunks of ice. But we don't have too many down here. All right. I can just picture myself busting my butt here in a minute. I'm walking on a lot of ice right at the moment there too. Need to go enjoy listening to. Awesome. Thank you, Happy. Also, it is in the Uname Lenape language, definitely. Doing another shout out video. Awesome, Diana. Guys, get over there and check. She has been doing a lot of, putting together a lot of videos for the community, showing appreciation for the community. And I'm sure she'll add you to the list if you get over there and just show a little appreciation for what she's doing. Awesome community supporter right there, guys. Oh. Up we go. Wow. All right. Myself into a mess. There's a softball down there. I don't want it though. All right. Hey, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Got your channel. Awesome, Kelly. Yeah, get to know Diana. She's really been doing some nice shout outs for everybody and stuff. She's really taking a step forward in support out there. So it's really awesome of her to do. And I thank her for it. And I'm sure a lot of you that know her will appreciate it too. Wow. The rapids are running pretty heavy down there. Uh-oh. There's a sign up there that says, "Don't come down here." I guess they should have put one at the other end, huh? I don't want to go back that way. I don't go back. I'll make my own way, y'all. The official way said I wasn't supposed to be in here. Now, see, technically that wasn't my fault, though. And again, I would highly advise anyone to obey park signs. When they tell you not to go somewhere, it's for your own good and for your own protection. But obviously, this is a trail. I'm not the only one to choose this. But the reason I didn't is because our park authorities aren't always able to get signs everywhere, you know, I guess, in their defense. But really, they should have had a sign down at the other end telling me not to go this way if I couldn't get up that way. Hey, what's going on there? We got Dakota family in the house. Fluffinator, man, what's going on? Welcome. That is awesome. Kelly, Kyle still hanging in there. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, let's see here. Let's go up. Yeah, I am good, man. Thank you for being here. You hear me grunting and moaning as I'm climbing this hill. The groundhog holes. Well, crap, man. I shouldn't have went that way either. What do you reckon that is? I don't know. It was a Bigfoot den. It could have been. All right. Ooh, gotta love them. That tree's defending itself. All right, sit down here. Ha-ha. Back in the opening. All right. I think I took that the long way around or something. I hear them, but I don't see them. They're coming. Oh, there they are. I don't know if you guys saw them out there or not. Probably couldn't see through the sticks. There's a bunch of them on that island over there. Let's see what we can do about that. They're on that island right there. Hey, so Steve in the house, welcome, my friend. Well, they must have saw me. They got all quiet, didn't they? They're on that island right there. Yeah, well. Onward. We actually stayed on. I was in here 44 minutes already. Ooh. It's a little colder down here than it was up where I started at. So Steve, okay, what else? Who am I missing? So Steve, hey, Joy Stewart in the house. They should put up a detour sign with arrows says, Kathleen, yes, I agree. They should have had some type of detour sign for me. Wow, what a mess. This is why you never have trouble finding firewood down here when you're fishing. All right. See, use your head about you when you walk through stuff like this. Don't be carrying a camera and your backpack unclipped and half hanging off your shoulder and a book in your hand, and yeah, don't do any of that. Don't do what I do. That's cool looking at it. Check it out, guys. Let's send you in. Let's send you in. Let's go. It's back here. Mega chunks of ice. It shows you how strong that river is, though, huh? I sure couldn't move that, even if I tried. No, I'm just, I'm a little cold. My hands are actually. That's it, though. All right. Back out of there. Oh, it's getting a little windy here, too. Oh, speaking of wind, I don't know if you guys are in the quadrant of the map that I'm on here in Ohio. We got some major wind coming tonight. 60-mile-an-hour stuff. Well, if you are in one of those areas, be sure to take precautions for that. Tie down your garbage cans or whatever it is you got to do, because the wind is going to get crazy. If I stop sliding this thing on my back, I'd be way better off. All right, what we got going on in here? Definitely, guys. I'm gonna be backing out on you. I'm gonna kill it out here in a couple minutes, and I just gotta head up back up to the top of the hill. Is all I gotta do. There we go. Stop that thing from doing that to me. I was wearing that bag without. I didn't. I just grabbed my day bag this morning, and I didn't loosen the straps for my big coat, so it wasn't fitting right. Hey, Fluffinator, man, thank you for being here. I appreciate every one of you guys that come in. Don't think any of you are less important than anyone else, because that would be a lie. Each and every one of you are very uniquely important, and in your own ways. 13, we had 17 thumbs up during this stream. That was great and appreciated. If you're a replay watcher and you actually made it to this point of the video, wow, what's wrong with you? You didn't have anything better to do than to watch me ramble? I really appreciate it. I will say that. And if you're a live audience participator, thank you for being here. Let me turn this here. I'm gonna scare you all one more time. One more time, I'm gonna scare everybody. So hang on a second. Let me get everything set up right so I can scare you properly. It's coming, Floral. You know it is. All right. I give you. If there's anybody in the room who's got a weak heart or health conditions, please look away from the screen. If there's any small children in the room, please cover their eyes. This can be scary. 3, 2, 1. Boom! There it is. I told you. Hey, you know, it is what it is. And this is what it is. Kathleen, thank you for coming. Floral, thank you. Diana, thank you. Everyone who come out tonight, tonight, whatever. Thank you for being here. Bluffinator, I appreciate you being here. Joy, always a pleasure seeing you out there, my friend. The old stoner, cover your eyes. I told you, man. I warned you. Don't look. Kalito Plays, welcome. Do you carry around a rain cover with you? Yeah, I use I'm not gonna pull it out right now because it's just then I'd have to put it all back. But I carry a really large poncho that covers my backpack as well. It's what the poncho's made for. My large bag, it actually has one of those built-in covers, but I don't use it because of the way my poncho is. I purposely got a really large poncho so that I could actually slide out of my poncho and kind of use it as a shelter while I dig in my bag. I don't know if you ever had to dig in your bag in the rain. It's a lot nicer to be able to do that inside your poncho, and that's why I got one. But actually, the poncho I got it actually doubles as a tent. It's actually a canvas poncho that has tie knot, has the eye holes in it, so that you can also tie it up, or use a ridge line, string it up from a ridge line or whatever. And it's also a rain fly, so for yourself. With a large poncho, I that's what I do. But all right, guys, I'm in here. I'm just in 52 minutes, but I do have some errands I got to run, so I'm going to jump out now. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming, like always. If you did miss this show, I actually had some replay value to this show, and you may want to catch the beginning of it, and it'll tell you where to skip to. And if you were interested in anything that I mentioned about slide cards, give me till tomorrow, and I'll get them slide cards put in there for you guys. Geese. Diana, great. So Steve, take care. Awesome. Thank you everyone for being here. And like always, I will say, until our trails meet again, I hope all your adventures are awesome. Winishita for watching, and Lopich Canal.